Hey, we are going to do messaging part 2, and I do want to say that I'm going to do a quick little spill on some things that I want to discuss also at the end of the training. So, numbers look great. A lot of y'all are promoting and double promoting. That is awesome. So on messaging part 2, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. I'm going to talk to you about the time that you need to spend. I told you yesterday how to create the conversation. I'm going to talk to you about how long you should spend engaging in that conversation, how to identify when you can kind of like transition into conversation about your product and business, which is Lashes and Red Aspen. And I'm also going to talk to you about how to respond to strange friend requests, or how to kind of ask if you know someone without saying, hey, do I know you? And I'm also going to touch a little bit on positioning yourself in the conversation. So yesterday, to recap, we talked about how to come into it with the right mindset, right? So you have to come in with the attitude of servitude. You've got to come in knowing that you're going to stop telling, you're going to start asking questions, and really just talk to them like a human being, right? Because you're not a robot, you're a human being. So I went over the form, the family, occupation, recreation, and motive, and I went over a few of those. So I'm gonna give you a couple of questions that you can ask. I'm gonna go over, like I said, the time that you need to be spending on that and different things like that. So first thing I want to say is I talked to you about not being a robot and being a human being. Hello, ladies. Whichever one of you would love to, please hit the ad and start inviting people. But whatever, I'm sure I can't see comments again because I'm not seeing anything if you are commenting. But Mallory or Ashley, if you would invite others. When you are reaching out to that new person, right? They sent you a friend request and you sent them a message back and you said, hey, Ashley, thanks for the friend request. How are you today? And you're creating this conversation only 3 or 4 minutes, guys. 3 or 4 minutes. Like 5 minutes tops. Like if you look at your clock and it's 3 o'clock, at 3:05, you better not be talking to that person anymore. What you can do is you can be like, hey, I gotta go cook dinner, or oh, I gotta go take care of the kids. Love to chat soon. Okay, so it should not be, oh, I do see comments. Hello, Catherine. So I do not want you to spend more than a few minutes with the person, that initial conversation. Yes, you want to keep conversation going. Yes, you want to be a human. Yes, you want to interact. I would keep them on your radar for a few days and be commenting on their posts and things like that so you can carry the conversation over into Messenger. But in that initial, you only want to, did you share it or did you hit the ad and add people? You don't want to share it because nobody can see it if it's shared. Just clarifying. So make sure that you are definitely minimizing how much time you're spending with each person. So the other thing is, let's see, what do I want to talk about first? Kind of figuring out, don't share it because that won't do anything unless the person's in the group. You got to be asking questions, right? I mentioned like questions and questions and questions. You got to be asking lots of questions to figure out what it is that you can help them with. Here's a couple things I want you to write down. So one of the questions that you can ask when it comes time is to, if somebody sends you a friend request, let's go there. If somebody sends you a friend request and you don't know who they are, or you're not sure who they are, you're not sure if you want to add them, you're kind of weed out those fake profiles, you can always ask, hey, thanks for the friend request. May I ask how you found me? Or, and that's usually probably the best way for you to handle it, is just to say, I appreciate you reaching out. May I ask what prompted you to add me? So those are a couple ways that you can do it. So if you see a friend request and you're not sure whether you want to add that person, you can ask one of those 2 questions. One is, hey, I appreciate you reaching out. May I ask you what prompted you to add me? Or, hey, thanks for the friend request. May I ask how you found me? Okay. And that'll kind of give you an answer as to whether or not that person genuinely knows you, wants to know you, how they found you, and so on. If you send a friend request to somebody and you want to connect with them, I think the best way for you to connect with them is to send them a message. I don't do it every time. I'll be honest. I don't do it every time, but it's a really good way for you to get them to accept your friend request. If you send them over a message that says, hey, Sarah, I just sent you over a friend request. I saw you on my suggested friends and your profile. I love your vibe. Or I saw that you have 3 kids and they're teenagers like mine, or, something like that. And you sent them, so I sent you a friend request. I hope you don't mind. Or, I sent you a friend request. I look forward to connecting. That kind of gives them the heads up that you sent the request and they're actually going to pay attention and they are more likely to accept the friend request. So just FYI on that. But if you are getting a strange friend request, again, ask them. It's not a big deal to say, if you don't want to, like for me, if I look at the profile and it's a cool profile and I'm like, hey, this Lindsay girl's, the bomb, I'm just going to go ahead and accept it. But if I'm curious as to why they're connecting with me, I just ask, hey, thanks for the friend request. May I ask what prompted you to add me? Or may I ask how you found me? It's not a big deal to ask. So when you have finally got them into conversation, there's going to be points where you have to figure out whether or not they're open to communicating about the products, or you're open to communicating about the opportunity. That's where you really just need to listen. You need to keep your ears open and listen for something that prompts you to discuss it. Maybe they're struggling financially. Maybe they're talking about the mascara and getting better lashes or something like that. Then that's your in, okay? That's whenever you can start talking to them about, well, I might have a solution for you. And you could talk to them. This may or may not help you. This may or may not be a fit for you. This may or may not be great for you. And so that's a way for you to really open up to conversation when it comes to talking about the lashes or talking about makeup in the future or talking about the opportunity, is listening for those times that there's an opening. Okay. So, and transitioning from that into the conversation. And if they say no, they're not interested, you just keep talking to them. Don't just completely discredit them, because they can always come back and they can always want information later. So I will touch a little more on transitioning into openness, and I will also touch on how to follow up. But I want to talk for a few minutes about messaging people that just anybody, rather than just, because yesterday we covered friend requests, right? So somebody sends you a friend request, you send them a friend request, or maybe you haven't spoken to them before. I told you how to reach out to them. But I want you to look at your timeline, scroll through, and I want you to pick today. I want you to do this today. I want you to pick at least 5 people in your newsfeed that you connect with, and I want you to send them a message. This is the best way to also boost your algorithms, keep them in your newsfeed, keep you in their newsfeed and them in your newsfeed, and then you also are keeping a connection, okay? So this is a really good way to do this. And what I have done in the past is, let's say they are on vacation. You can send them a message, oh my gosh, it looks like your vacation is going amazing. And if you've ever been there, you can talk about being there. Just a simple blurb, okay? If maybe it's Sammy's birthday today, send a quick message that says, hey, I saw it was Sammy's birthday today. He's so cute. I hope he has an amazing day. Simple. Okay. Those are really easy ways to get that connection going. And who knows, maybe you haven't chatted with them before and you could send that. And then I've done it. I've sent, hey, Sammy, looks like Sammy's having a great day today, blah, blah, blah. It's his birthday. And then I go, oh my gosh, we've never chatted. I can't believe we haven't chatted. We've been friends for this long. And that opens up conversation. So I definitely would encourage you to scroll through your newsfeed, find 5 people. Hey ladies, find 5 people who you can connect with and just send them a quick little message. Get that conversation going, okay? And then another thing I want you to really think about, really think about, is weeding out your friends, figuring out who should be there, who should not be there. And my favorite way to do it, I kid you not, and I haven't done it in a while and I need to get back to it. I've been a little busy running a team, so I haven't really paid attention. But you need to look at the birthdays. I love seeing birthdays. That and on this day, those 2 things, So when I open on this day, these are great ways for you to message them too. Open on this day and see what you posted a year ago. And it also shows you who you became friends with that day, right? Because you could do the friendversary. So what I love about it is it'll tell me, hey, I became friends with Candace a year ago, and I go open up Candace's profile and I see that she hasn't posted or commented or anything since November of 2016. I'm going to delete that person. You don't need that person on your timeline. It actually hurts you. So I get rid of that person. So what if I friended Candace and I'm looking at her profile and I see that she's, super cool chick and I want to connect with her, and I go hit the message button and I see we haven't even chatted. We've been friends a year and haven't chatted. Well, there's one of two things that you could do. You can send a message like I told you yesterday, or do what I said today and scroll through and see, is there a post I can comment, like comment a couple times and then send a quick message and start that conversation. But it's a really good way for you to figure out, do I want this person on my timeline or not? Okay, so on this day is a great place. The other place is birthdays. And so what I do is I open it up and like, whose birthday is it? Have I spoken to this person before? When was the last time they commented? When was the last time that they posted? When was the last time we've interacted? Have we ever messaged? I ask all these questions going through my mind, and then I decide then, am I going to invest some time in them and try, or am I not? And if I do decide I'm going to try with the birthdays, what I do is I send them a voice. Yes, voice. Voice is always better than anything else, by the way, but I always send a voice message and tell them happy birthday. So I would say, hey, Tracy, happy birthday. I hope you're having an amazing day, or, something like that. I used to sing happy birthday. I'll tell you one thing, one way for you to stand out from everybody else is to sing them happy birthday. And you may be the only one who sings them happy birthday. Yep. For real, I would sing them happy birthday because it stood out. I usually only do that to those that I have had some communication with. If I haven't, I just send them the cute little hey, happy birthday. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And if they respond, they respond. And if they don't, they don't. And it helps me kind of open that conversation and at least starts it. And then I comment on their stuff and get that relationship going. So 2 really good ways to filter through your friends and 2 really good ways to make connections. Does that make sense, guys? Tell me if that makes sense. I'm seeing some comments and some I'm not, but hopefully I can see a few of yours. So if that makes sense, let me know. And I want to know, what questions do you have when it comes to reaching out and messaging? We are going to talk about follow-ups tomorrow, and the timeline on when you should message and when you should follow up in between. And then on Thursday, I believe, I'm actually going to talk to you about how to message that prospect, how to message that person you wish was on your team. I'm going to talk about that on Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and transition into talking about openness and how to come talk about the products or talk about the opportunity and where you can fit in, and some questions that you could be using. So if you have questions, please comment below and I'll answer as we go. So you're going to stop telling, right? You're going to start listening and asking questions, and you're not word vomiting. So you're listening and you're asking these questions about their family and about their work and about whatnot. And you're listening to see what are their dreams? What do they want? What identifies them from somebody else? What could help them? What do they enjoy? I mean, I've talked to somebody and they said, we were talking about mascara, and they said, I can't wear mascara. I'm allergic. You're allergic to mascara? Yeah, and I don't even have lashes. I just have no lashes whatsoever. Really? This may or may not be a good fit for you, but, and you can talk about the lashes. You never know when that's going to actually open up. So be prepared for that. But don't be thinking, I need to sell you something. Be thinking, what is it that you have that will satisfy their needs? Maybe it is that they need a little extra income. Maybe it is that they want, I've had someone reach out to me and all they really wanted to do is be a part of a tribe. That's it. They just wanted to be part of a tribe. And I really feel like that is enough. Someone can join a business just because they want to be part of something bigger, something better. And that's okay. And so what could you do to do that? Well, you know what? Our tribe is amazing. Let's talk about that. You can talk about those things and say, I just want you to know, I know that you feel like you're not connected with the people you're working with right now, and I don't know if this is a fit for you or not, but I absolutely love our tribe. And if you were ever looking in a different direction, I would love to share more with you. Simple as that. Simple as that. Another thing that you can do is, let's see. Stop telling people how good our products are. Stop telling people how amazing our opportunity is, and ask the right questions and be listening for how to offer it to them and what to say. So I want Brian Tracy says this: approach each customer with the idea of helping him or her solve a problem or achieve a goal, not of selling a product or service. Telling is not selling. Never make a statement if you can phrase it in the form of a question. So, for instance, with the lash girl who can't wear mascara, and you say, would you be open to wearing lashes, or have you ever worn, falsies? Turn it into a question instead of saying, hey, you know what, I've got lashes and you could totally wear them and they're falsies, and then you don't have to wear your mascara. You could form it in the question of, have you ever worn falsies? Would you ever be open to wearing falsies? And start communicating about it that way. Another thing that you can be doing is asking, hold on. If they come to you and they know that you're with Red Aspen and they know that you have lashes and they're wanting more information, you can ask, how can I best help you? I have a lot of people reach out to me and say, tell me about these lashes. And usually I say, well, we have silk and foam ink lashes. Are you wanting to ask anything in particular? Or I'll say, we have silk and foam ink lashes. What would you like to know about the lashes? How can I best help you? And I think it's okay for you to be asking those questions and really continuously get to know that person. I also want you to position yourself, and I'm going to talk about that in this because this is a short one. Tomorrow will be great with follow-ups. But I want you to be positioning yourself when you're having a conversation. Remember that you're the expert, okay? I want you to believe in yourself. And I want you to constantly be in control of the conversation. So I want you to respond if they ask questions, and I want you to interact with them, but I want you to hold the control. I want you to posture yourself and be the one who is positioning themselves as the authority. You are the expert when it comes to this stuff. So even whenever it is just in conversation, you're being a normal human being and not a robot, I want you to be the one, almost interview styled, conducting an interview with the conversation. I want you to be leading the conversation is a better way for me to say it. Lead the conversation. You're going to find that when you position yourself as an authority, you are treated as an authority. And they will come to you for things in the future, especially if you are there to help them and you're not there to sell them. I hope that makes sense. So this is my little tidbit for you about asking the right questions and actually just how to respond to somebody who sends you a weird friend request. Let's see if there's any little tidbit I want to give you before we get off. Tomorrow, again, we'll do follow-ups. Thursday, we will do reaching out to those that you really want to have on your team, like your dream board. Let me see if there's anything else. One big thing, I want you to remember that I do not want you focused on the result. I don't want you focused on how many people you're going to get to sign up. What I want you focused on is how many people are you reaching out to. So scroll through your news feed, reach out to at least 5 people today, start a conversation, and the more people you're having conversations with, the easier it's going to be, and the more people you're having conversations with, the faster you're going to get people on board. Because if you're talking to them, they're looking at your profile, they're seeing what's happening, they're going to ask you questions, and they're going to come to you. So I hope that makes sense. Tomorrow we talk about follow-ups, so I'll see you then. Oh, and one little tidbit, I'm probably going to be dropping an invite to a live that I'm going to do later, and it may or may not be a good fit for you, but if you'd like to participate in that, surely jump on that live and we will be talking soon. Bye.